and welcome to my classroom. Today we will be discussing endangered species and introducing you to the Red List. You will get the opportunity to work with a group to investigate your own Red List organism and present it to the class. But what is the Red List? Well, before we can talk about the Red List, we need to understand species protection. Government involvement began with the creation of the Endangered Species Act of 1973, which established the importance of species here in the United States. It is administered by the United States Fish and Wildlife Service for terrestrial and freshwater animals and the National Marine Fishery Service for marine animals. The act was created to protect organisms that might be threatened through various means, such as habitat destruction, overuse, disease, predation, or inadequate regulation. The act established that an organism can be classified as either endangered, meaning the species is in danger of extinction, or a significant portion of its habitat is. Or it could be classified as threatened, meaning the species is likely to become endangered in the near future. However, this only sought to protect those species residing in the United States. What about around the globe? Many other countries have similar acts, but we lacked global communication. Therefore, the International Union for Conservation of Nature was founded. They established what is referred to as the Red List, which provided the first globally comprehensive list of species and their conservation status. It established a precise set of criteria to better evaluate species, which was peer-reviewed for accuracy with the aim of reevaluating each species every 5 years. Their categorization system was much more expansive than that established by the Endangered Species Act. It included categories such as extinct, extinct in the wild, critically endangered, endangered, vulnerable, near threatened, and least concern. However, with so many categories, the lines between each became blurred. For instance, if you look at endangered and vulnerable, you will see the difference is endangerment versus extinction, which can be challenging to differentiate when looking at two organisms. How would you know if it's past endangerment into the risk of extinction? However, the system does provide a crucial look at species around the globe. Currently, there are 120,372 species that have been assessed by the IUCN. Of these assessed species, around 32,000 have received a distinction of threatened, which means they are classified as either critically endangered, endangered, or vulnerable. The 32,000 is comprised of 41% amphibians, 33% coral, 28% crustaceans, 26% mammals, 30% sharks and rays, and 30% conifers. As we can see, extinction is not just a single species, or even a group of organisms. It is a global problem that needs to be addressed. To investigate the global impact, you and your team are going to choose an organism from the Red List to learn more about and present your findings to the class. First, you will need to determine who is on your team. Navigate to Blend on the left, and on the left-hand side navigation bar, select Groups. You will see a list of groups from all your classes. Select the one labeled Plurth Red List. This will open your group's homepage. Within this homepage, you should see people along the left-hand side. Click this to access people. Now, you can see your fellow team members. Reach out to them to establish contact and create your plan of action. For the team member with the shortest first name, you will be in charge of creating a copy of the action plan, which can be found on the assignment page. Then, you will share the document with the other group members. Use the Google Comments to work out a time to meet and discuss your plan of action. For your plan, your team will first need to determine an organism to study. Be sure to make sure that no other group has chosen your particular organism. If they haven't and it's still available, then you may select the organism by adding your group number to the Google Sheet linked in the act. Now it's time to become an expert. You will be researching your organism to capture a view of how the organism is doing globally. First, provide a general description, including range, diet, habitat, etc. Then investigate its conservation, human threats, population trends, and efforts. You want to be able to explain the current status of the organism as a whole. Once you have finished researching, you will create a final product to demonstrate your understanding. This can include really anything, to be honest, from digital to paper. Think about a way that best illustrates what you learned and will be easy to present to your class. Which leads to the last step, presenting your findings. You will work as a group to present what you found. You may choose any way you like to record your presentation, but here are a few examples that you might use. Be sure to share a link to your presentation with me on the action plan, and that's it. You've now finished your Red List project and can begin preparing for the upcoming major assessment. If you have questions, please reach out, and thanks for tuning in.